Hey guys, it's Tom. Welcome back to a brand new video, and this is the F1 1997 mod career, and we are at round number 7, I want to say, round 7 or round 6 of the championship. Either way, we're here at Catalonia, and this episode is going to be the Spanish and the Canadian Grand Prix combined into one. The Spanish Grand Prix is going to be 50% because at the time I didn't think of doing this, but the Canadian Grand Prix is a 25% race, and here we are then in Catalonia, and as you can see we're going to be starting on option tyres, starting from the back of the grid, and the reason I'm doing this is because I've decided to no longer qualify because the glitch where the AI are too fast in qualifying is happening every single race, so there's no point in me wasting my time trying to qualify when I'm constantly going to be at the back of the grid. So I'm just going to start from the back every single race, and yeah, now we've got that kind of up there at the way, we're going to focus on the racing in hand, and here we are then on the grid at Catalonia. It's all Williams front row with Jack Villeneuve on pole. My teammate Ralf Schumacher is up the sharp end in 5th place, so he did pretty well, and we're way back here in last place. So here we are then, we're going to gear up to the 5 red lights at Catalonia, and the Spanish Grand Prix is underway, and off we go then, off the line, and it's actually been a really poor start from us, and we're going to lose a lot of ground to the guys up ahead, and definitely one of our worst starts of the series so far in terms of a race start, and we're going to see how it goes. Hopefully AI aren't as fast as they were in qualifying, otherwise we will be in trouble, but we're going to be trying to negotiate our way through the traffic here, as you can see, through turns 1, 2, now 3, making our way through the long right hand up in the 15th place so far, so a pretty good start from us so far, and we've got a big corner coming up now where we can overtake a couple of cars, and we're now up to 10th into the points, make that 9th place as we also overtake Damon Hill. We get a snapper oversteer, and Damon Hill actually re-overtakes us, but we quickly throw it back down the inside, and we get a couple more positions, trying to overtake also maybe Michael Schumacher for 6th place. Can we do the move? We're going to out drag the Ferrari engine, and we managed to overtake Schumacher there, so we're up in 6th place, and what was actually a brilliant start considering we start from the back of the grid. So far so good, and things are looking really good for us. However, Schumacher has come back, as you can see he's got a good run on us through the right hand up the hill. He's going to go up the inside of the hairpin, but we do manage to break later than him and hold him behind for at least now the time being. And now as the race progresses and we go through the laps, we're going to see what our pace is like, and as you can see exactly 1 lap later the AI have already started to pull away, and Coulthard's pulled away, and we've lost the rear end. We're all over the shop, and Schumacher's going to re-overtake us, and we've lost that place, and don't know what happened there. The curb just seemed to really unsettle the car, and we've lost the rear end, and that's not going to do the engine or the car any good there, and we've run deep now at the hairpin due to the gravel on the tyres. We've actually been clipped by John Lazy who's behind us, but we've managed to stay ahead, and so far we're in 7th, so the pace does seem to be an issue around here. We're not really fast at all, and we're losing a lot of ground to the guys ahead, and once again we lose the rear end in the exact same place, but manage to this time protect our position, and John Lazy does not get past, but he's coming back at us now around the outside. Can he make the move stick? No, we don't. We cut the gap that was there, and he has to stay behind us, and as you can see Schumacher's already 10 seconds ahead on lap 5, and the pace is definitely a real concern here, as you can see. Now skipping all the way onto lap 9, go down the pit straight into turns 1 and 2, and once again we've lost the rear end, and the car's all over the shop, and like I said, the car's not feeling good around here, and all this constant revving the engine is not going to do us any good, and it's probably going to hurt the car. And as you can see, Lazy's got past, and at the end of lap 9 decided to go into the pits 2 laps prior to my pit stop, and the car actually felt strange. We seemingly feel like we had a problem. We have an old engine in the car. The engine was at like 75% because I only do the qualifying session, I don't do practice. Then the game has to change the engine by itself, and I believe this is the last race before we change the engine. And the engine at this point, even though it's at like 75 when we started, it's probably around about 72, so it's really down on power and actually quite damaged. And as you can see now, skipping later on into lap 10, and the engine sounds really ill, and it sounds like the car's going, and the car is seemingly shutting down us, which is going to be a shame. And as you can see, we can't even get out of first gear, and it's actually bogging down to neutral, and we can't find any power in the car whatsoever. So I think the best decision for us this race is probably going to have to pull over and accept defeat, because the car is not in any conditions, and the engine, as you can clearly hear, is not not really working in my favour. So this is going to be a really disappointing result for us, and I think we're going to have to call it a day here at Catalunya and come again at the next race, which is Canada. And indeed, as you can see there, we did DNF unfortunately at the end. The car was not good, and we have a lot of issues with it, and it just felt like a complete dog, that race. Frentzen win the race there, Villeneuve in second, and Williams really do look strong at the minute. But as you can see, we do drop a place in the championship to Villeneuve, but we're still up there. We're still well and truly up in the sharp end. So still a long way to go. So it's not really all over just yet. And yeah, I think as long as we can have a couple of good results in the next few races, we can definitely claw that gap back. We still remain in second, me and Ralph in the constructors for Jordan. But nevertheless, we're going to jump into the next race, which is Canada, and we're going to see if we can improve on this absolute disaster of a result, because let's be honest, no one likes DNFing and having car problems. But here we are then at the circuit Gilles Villeneuve, and we have a fresh engine for this race, which should play into our hands beautifully. And as you can see, we've got an 84% chance of rain, so this should be an interesting one. And we're going to see how this race unfolds, starting on the options obviously, because the rain can come at any second, and in this case I think it's going to come really soon because there's an 84% chance of rain. And we're going to go for a really high aero, as you saw there, 9 and 10, so we can keep the car kind of stable, especially in the wet. So this setup is more tailored to the wet than the dry. But here we are. We're going to go onto the grid at Canada. We're going to see, like I said, if we can improve on that disappointing result at Catalunya. And for a change, it's actually Michael Schumacher on pole. So the Williams were not able to get on pole. They were second and third. Michael Schumacher taking that pole position, and my teammate there doing pretty well to get up at the sharp end once again. And we're going to be starting from the back with both the Stuart Fords in front of us. But anyway, here we are, giving up to 5 red lights for the Canadian Grand Prix, and the race is go, and off the line we go. Putting into lead this time, unlike Spain, to try and get a better start. And the start so far has been slightly better than Spain. We're going to try and tiptoe our way through turns 1, 2 and 3 at the start. So just going to find the gap and stick to it, make sure that we don't have any contact and don't spin or lose any end plates or anything. As we overtake Nakano there, we're going to try and maybe go up the inside of Panis. I actually aiming to go up the inside of Panis, but Deniz was going really slow. Same goes for Johnny Herbert, and we actually get past both of them, surprisingly. And now we're going to try and dial up the inside of Olivier Panis here. Doing that move, yes we do, we're up to 11th already. So we've already overtaken half of the grid, and we're not even halfway into the first lap. And now we're going to try and overtake Damon Hill, the reigning world champion, champion from 1996. And then we're going to see what we can do as we now skip on to the end of lap 1. And as you can see, we're in the slipstream, going on the straight, coming into the chicane, and we're going to try and go up the inside. We're going to go up our side. Hill goes over the curbs, backs out, and we take the position, and we are now in the points. And now skipping later on into the race, onto lap number 5. And as you can see, there's a Ferrari there that's going slow, and it's Eddie Irvine in the Ferrari, so something's going on then. He's had to go over the chicane, and he's lost a lot of time. And as you can see, it's starting to rain. And now skipping onto lap 7, as you see, the rain is actually starting to get heavier. So it was a good decision by me to start in the option. And even though lap 7 is my scheduled pit stop, we are going to stay out. And as you can see, we're getting a couple of places. We're going all the way up to 5th place. And we're going to stay out and wait for this rain to come. Once again, skipping onto the next lap. And then lap 8, and as you can see, we go to 1st place. So we're going to try and maintain this 1st place, even though we're on the worn tyres and there's people behind us like Villeneuve and Schumacher, as you can see, all over the back of me right now on the fresh tyres. We're going to try and keep them behind us, and it does seem like, judging by the spray coming off the tyres and the amount of rain on screen, that it may very well be time for the intermediate tyres. So we've set the intermediates, and I think we're going to pick this up. As you can see, the tyres are actually quite worn. We obviously have to stay out an extra 2 laps, but time is right. We're going to come into the pit stop, and we're going to switch onto the intermediate tyres. And I believe Schumacher and Villeneuve also followed me. As you can see, the pit crews are out all the way down the pit lane, so this is going to be quite a hectic 30 seconds for everyone in the pit lane. And here we are then, coming into our pit box, a nice 3.7 stop, and that was a solid pit stop from the Jordan crew. And I think we're going to presumably rejoin in 1st place, because I don't think anyone's going to put themselves through the pain and suffering of staying out an extra lap on this track that's getting ever wetter by the second. And skipping on to lap 11, as you see, Villeneuve tries to go up the inside, but we've decided to come into the pits for the full wet tyres. And from what I was experiencing grip-wise, I was losing a bit of grip, and I also felt if I could make this call right, this could give me, with 7 laps to go, the gap I need to win the race, because we all know that the Jordan in the wet is no good, and I lose a lot of time in these conditions. So I need to make this stop count, and I need these wet tyres to click straight away so I can make the jump work and gain the gap I need as we now come out the pit lane. And we're going to see how these tyres feel, and straight away we're sliding, so this isn't a good sign. We're going to see what it's like. As you see, we're still wheel spinning in 5th gear, and we've got loads of understeer through the chicane, so this does seem like it was a bad call from us to pit in this early, and I may have just given Villeneuve or Schumacher the race victory here by doing this, and just got to hope the rain comes down faster. But as you can see, Nakano, who's behind us, is about to line us up for an overtake. We've got someone else coming up our inside. Who's that? That's Eddie Irvine in the other Ferrari, so we are really struggling at the minute, and we're just going to have to put up with this lack of grip for a couple of laps, and Irvine's already got past us, but then we've got to re-overtake him as Irvine goes really slow on the apex. I don't know what happened to him there, but we managed to re-overtake him for a brief second, because he's just re-overtaken us once again, along with Damon Hill in the arrows, and then we're getting past left, right and centre by everybody here, and we're going to double up the inside, and we're going to overtake both of them once again, re-overtake. We're going to bash Irvine a little bit just to let me know that we're there, but eventually with the better suited tyre, Irvine gets way better traction than us, and he stalls off into the distance. And also Damon Hill now is coming alongside us to try and make a move on us into the chicane, or before the chicane, shall we say. I try to get in the slipstream, and we're going to try and double up the inside off the chicane, can make the move stick. We're going to go side by side, and we run him out of road, and we make the move work, and we're up at the 9th place. So hopefully that will be that for a little while. And now skipping on to lap 14, as you can see, we've overtaken Irvine, who's in the pit, but we're not overtaking anybody else, because everyone has already done the piss up. As you can see, we lose another 2 places there to Hakkinen, and I believe that was the Benetton of Berger. But a very disappointing race, I've got to admit, because I got the strategy call wrong. As you can see, Irvine's coming around the outside of us on the last lap, but we're going to outbrake him into the chicane and run him out of road. And Villeneuve is going to win the Canadian Grand Prix in his home race. And like I said, this was a disappointing result for us, because we was in the lead and we just pit 1 or 2 laps too early, and that really did ruin our day. But unlike Spain, points on the board, so we've got a couple of points, so that's an improvement over Spain, and we've got to try and get our season back on track, because this is definitely the lowest point of the season so far in terms of our performance. Teammate there, Ralf Schumacher, getting a solid 4th place for us, so that's bringing in good points to the team. And yeah, I've got to admit, a very disappointing 2 races, but that doesn't affect the championship too much. As you can see, we're still 3rd, but Michael Schumacher is slowly creeping up on us, so we've got to try and get a better result than him next race to try and maintain this 3rd place. And we've also got to try and close down the gap on both of the Williams, who are storming away at the top of the championship. But yeah guys, that's pretty much it from me. So if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of the 1997 mod career. So from me, goodbye.